Now, second, next we invite James Zimmerman to the podium. He is from Amnesty International, China Specialist. Please welcome James.
Thank you. I understand there are some people here from the Rutgers Amnesty Group. Is that true? Oh, I guess you're just taking a picture, or are you from the... Well, if they're not here, I'm going to get after them.
Sure. They may be on the way.
Maybe they'll show up later. I would like to say a few things first about Amnesty International and the principles which govern our work, and a little background about China, also about my personal relationship with Mongolia, so as it is, and then to tell you something about the work we've done for Hada and Tegeshi, who was also involved in the Mongolian Bookstore Affair since 1995. In 1995, we had adopted Hada as a prisoner of conscience, and if you're not familiar with that term, which I believe Amnesty invented or first used, a prisoner of conscience is someone who is in prison or being tortured without having advocated violence and solely on the ground of his or her beliefs. So, as I say, Hada has had that status for us since 1995. One thing I should mention is that Amnesty is a human rights organization, not a political organization. So on issues like independence or the status of territory, we can't take a position, and I can expand on that if you wish. People who advocate independence have a right to do so, at least without violence, and we defend their right to do so, nor are we opposed to any particular status of territory. We just don't advocate for or against it. As far as my personal relationship with Mongolia, such as it is, mostly it comes from Owen Lattimore and his son David. I don't know if that's a familiar name to you. He is mostly, well, in this country, mostly famous as a victim of McCarthy, but I won't go into that. He is also one of the pioneering scholars, I would say, in Mongolia, and he wrote a book called Inter-Asian Frontiers of China, which was really a pioneering work. He's also written a book about Mongolia in the Soviet period called Nomads and Commissars. So I recommend both of those to you. Anyway, his son David, who has a Mongolian name, Dot Bilig, was my teacher, and he went to Mongolia in the 60s, and so although I haven't been to Mongolia myself, I've had some connection with it, and subsequently I won't go into it all. So I have met some Mongolian people, but I believe this is the largest group of Mongolian people I've ever met. So I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to talk to you today. Back to Hada. As I say, we adopted him in 1995, and what we did is write a lot of letters. I have one here just as an example. This is from Professor Aharon Eviatar, who is in Israel, Professor Emeritus Tel Aviv University, and it's addressed to Batair Ulan Shushi, Chairman Batair, who was then in charge of the party in Mongolia, Dear Chairman, I am writing to you in the matter of Hada, who is due to be released from prison on 10 December 2010 on completion of his 15-year sentence. He mentions Sheila and the son. It has become known that he has been returned to prison in Hohhot. It was completely unacceptable that he was sentenced at all for simple application of his basic civil and human rights. His return to prison is a total outrage. So, just as an example, I don't know how many letters we sent, but we sent many letters like this. Unfortunately, they were not successful. And Hada pretty much disappeared from our radar screen. But I hope that we can relaunch the campaign. I'm often asked, well, or people say, well, you know, people write all these letters and raise a hue and cry, and what's the result of it? Well, we do have some successes. Personally, I feel even if we didn't, you know, get anywhere, raising the banner of human rights is a goal in itself. But the fact is that we have a good deal of evidence that these letters, which we write, do make a difference. I personally have been very involved with the case of Dondu Bwangtran, Tibetan filmmaker. I'm sure you know who he is. And he and his wife and their 3 children are now in San Francisco after several years of effort. So it does happen, and it can happen. I hope it will happen for Hada also. I also have here an article from the New York Times dated December 13th, 2010. A prominent ethnic Mongolian dissident imprisoned in China on charges of espionage was released last week, but he remains missing. And the source of this, of course, is in the Batu, not surprisingly. As far as I know, this is the last time that Hada's name appeared in the mainstream press. I may be wrong about that, but one thing which we have to do is get more press attention on his case and get our embassy members to write letters, and I hope that eventually we can be successful. So I guess we're deferring questions, so if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer them later. Thank you.
Thank you for Mr. Zimmerman's speech. He mentioned Professor Latimer. Actually, I'm somewhat familiar with him. I read a lot of his articles. And one of his books is The Mongols of Manchuria. I humbly attempt to translate it to Mongolian, and some reason finished first draft, but I left it here for a while. We do. And before I call Jack, you have something to say?
Actually, just one quick announcement. Another Amnesty International group, actually in UK, United Kingdom, was Jim's colleague, Guy Audible. Actually, he was also, their group was also working on Hada's case, and then he sent out, he drafted a letter that we can, collect the signature, and then we can send it to Xi Jinping and also, the government of the Soviet Mongolia. So here's the letter. If you're interested in signing on it, that would be great.
Thank you. Yeah. After meeting, if you want to sign it, that would be good.